Good morning, everybody. My name is Mike, and I'm here today with my friend Steve.
Hello.
And Dooley behind the camera there, and man in the camera and the microphone. And it's early fall, which means it's beer season and football season. So we always, it's a tradition around here that when the Chicago Bears, they're playing the Lions today. So it should be a win at home. But anyway, we're here to talk about beer, not football.
That's right.
And this time of year is very popular amongst microbreweries to make harvest ales, which is incorporating fresh hops into your beer. We actually grew some hops for the first time this year.
Would these be the hops?
These are the hops, and this is what we are going to be using today. They're called Magnums, which is a Pacific Northwest hop, high alpha content, which means they're one of the more bitter hops out there. We dried some that we're going to use in the boil, and we have some fresh cones. And they just smell incredible.
Yeah, they do.
So we're going to incorporate these into our version of a harvest ale. So the first step that we're going to use, and we're making an all-grain beer today, as opposed to a kit where they use malt extracts. So this is really a true beer from start to finish that we're going to use.
What you got in here? What is this?
This is a mixture of actually 4 grains, 2-row malt, which is your base malt, that's where you're getting all your fermentable sugars from. The not a lot of flavor, but they're just turning the starches into sugars, and then sugars into alcohol. The other grains that are in here are used for body, head retention, which we all like, and different flavors. We have some Caramunic in there, which lends a little bit of an amber color. And we have some Crystal Malt 40. There's different degrees of that, but I'm not going to go through them today. That's a whole nother episode. And there is a little bit of oat in here just for added head retention. We're going to try to keep it a simple malt grain that will really enhance the, we want to taste these fresh hops is what we want to do. So we don't want this to be too complicated. This is pretty much a typical pale ale grain mixture.
Teenage
version? Yeah. So the first step that we do is we get hot water, typically about 150 degrees, and what we have here, well, we have a step before that, which this is called the mash tun. It's not a real mash tun. This is really a boil kettle, but it's seconding as a mash tun. If you can see in here, I have this screen, and what we're going to basically do is soak the grains in hot water. But the first step you want to do is just to get your mash tun up to temperature. So we put some water in here just to cover the bottom for about 1 inch or 2. We put a lid on it.
So you're heating up the...
We're heating up the vessel, yeah.
Nice.
We're going to put a lid on here, and we're going to do this just for about 2 minutes. Okay, our mash tun is up to temperature now. It's nice and warm. And we're going to start adding more water and incorporating the grain at the same time. So we're adding water and grain. Yes. And what you want to do with that fancy spoon in your hand is stir it at the same time.
Push it in?
Go ahead. You can go fairly fast. That's it. You just want to make sure that there's no...
It's malto
hot. Yeah. This is safe for the kids to eat at this point. There's no alcohol yet. So as we're doing that, we just constantly...
One and the other?
Yeah. Now, once we got the temperature and a good amount of water, we can kind of do it at a little bit better of a clip. In fact, I'm going to hand you the big guy, because we'll be here forever doing it with this little guy.
And this is a pale ale?
This is a pale ale. And this is Pete, my friends.
Hello, Pete.
That came in. He got here a little bit late, or we started a little early. I told him the football game starts at noon, so we got a little jump.
Actually, I stopped to buy beer, but the place wasn't open yet.
Yeah.
And
that's all noon.
That's an important step in this.
Well, there were guys already waiting, so I figured 11:30.
Yeah.
It's 25 after, so I just waited with them about 5 minutes ago, I said.
Our grain bed here, we're stirring in the grains with the hot water, 150 degrees. Actually, the water is a little bit hotter than 150. You want it to end up being around 150 to 152. So with the grains that are
I'll stir.
added, brings down the temperature of the water.
Yeah, it does.
So you just want to keep it up. Now, different beer styles call for different water temperatures. I won't get into that because number one, that's a little beyond me, and number two, we don't have enough film.
Getting pretty thick, Mike.
Documentation.
All right.
Is it supposed to be like this?
Yeah,
It's like oatmeal.
That's exactly right. And in the end, this is going to be called a grain bed. So you want the water maybe just about a ½ inch above the grain. So you can see right now it's actually a little bit too watery, but in the end we're going to be there.
So what's the difference between a grain bed and a mash? The same thing? Or?
Well, I wish I had an answer for that. But we're making a mash,
Okay.
and a grain bed is just a term
It's at the bottom.
for the mash. That's it. So you're going to get all that. You don't want to leave any dryness
Right.
because that's going to be wasted grain.
It's like a concentrate.
Oops.
Well,
This is live action here.
Live, yeah.
We got a rubber scraper.
don't try this at home.
Home brewing. Don't try this at home.
We are professionals.
And Pete happens to be a fireman, so if we do have an accident, we're well covered.
And we are up to code.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, all right, let's see. I think that's good. If you can get an in shot of that, you can see just how you can almost see a little bit of water or liquid on the
Just a
top.
little bit on top.
And
Why don't you guys try tilting it?
Oh, wait, we got more grain. We're not near done. We're not near
Put it out of there.
Get a mirror
done. Yeah.
down in the pot.
It's like cooking class.
All right, and that looks like it's gonna be good. Just make sure we don't have any dry.
It's pretty well wet.
Some dry there.
I was gonna go.
Now, that looks good. Now we're gonna cover it up, and this is gonna need to set for an hour
And go.
and go. Now, another important thing, since I am using a boil kettle rather than a mash tun, which is insulated, we're gonna have to insulate this with a blanket.
This looks like a magic
Try to
trick.
wrap it.
Yeah, we're just gonna wrap it around and the top
Nice.
just to keep the hold temperature. And we will see you in an hour.